Hi guys, this is Stefan Zamit from NeuronFX.com, and in this video we're going to have a look at how we can create this very nice animation using the project named Light Particles logo and titles. So let's get started. I'm going to close this preview for now. And one thing to say is that this project makes use of a plugin named Trapcode Particular version 4. So make sure you have that installed. You can use it with version 4 or more recent versions. So with that said, we can start. And basically what you need to know is you need to go to the project window right inside of here when you open the template. And basically in here you have all the steps that you need to take. So let's start from the first step. Double click on that and the window will open right over here. And firstly you can use your titles. You can render a title out, or else you can also use a logo. So in this case I'm going to use a logo. So if you were to use a title, you could just type in whatever you like in here like that. But in my case I'm going to show you how we can do a logo. It's basically exactly the same thing. So let's import a logo in here. So just from your Explorer, import a logo. So this is the logo I will be using, and drag and drop it right over here. Now press S for scale and scale it down properly in there, just like that. And hide the text for now. And that's basically it. So I'm going to press S for scale once again and maybe give it a 46%. I think that would be good. Now for the next step is this one, double click on that. And in here you will need to trace your logo. It is named Trace Your Logo here. So pick this up. Now go to Layer and go to Auto Trace. Now before you do this, you can go to the effect controls and make sure that this stroke effect in here is switched off. So now go to Layer and Auto Trace. And make sure that your settings are similar to this and press OK. And as you can see, it have auto traced the logo with these masks in here. Now in here we have written copy masks and switch on stroke effect after tracing logo. So I'm going to switch on stroke effect. So I'm going to switch on stroke effect. This is very important. Make sure to switch this back on. So make sure to switch back on the stroke effect in here. Then once that is done, let's press M on my keyboard and select these masks and Ctrl C to copy. So I have copied them. Now let's go to the next step, 2.2, and we're basically going to paste those masks right over here. So Ctrl V to paste them. Go to 2.3 and do the same. Ctrl V and go to 2.4 and do the same. Just hit Ctrl V. And that's basically done. So we have pasted all our masks. Now the next step is the slogan. So double click on that. In here we have written your slogan. You can write in whatever you like. So let's write this right over here. You can choose any font from here, of course. So just select that and change your font from right over here. So let's try a different font like that. Very cool. And then you have some text box options right over here. So let's click on the text box control layer, then go to the effect controls from here. And first we have the box on and off option. You can toggle that on and off. Then you have the text box size. In this case, as you can see, it is too large. So I'm going to scale that down so that it fits my text correctly. That looks perfect. And then if you would like, you have the position, etc. in here. So just play with these. Now for the color control, this won't work from here, but we will see how we can adjust the color at a later stage, since you can adjust it at a later stage. So that's the slogan. So now once that is set up, let's go back to the project and let's go to main comp. Double click on that. Wait for it to load. In here it may take some time to load since it is generating all those particles. And once that is loaded up, so as you can see, it is rendering the particles right now. And there you have it. You have the nice logo in here with the particles, etc. I'm going to make this fit up to 100%. I'm going to put the timeline in here at a different time just to see the animation, how it's happening. And there it is. So as you can see in here, you have different layers of colors, and you can adjust all of these using this layer in here named Adjust Look. So click on that and go to Effect Controls now. First of all, you can adjust the stroke size. So for instance, if I make it 6, you can see how this stroke becomes larger. Very nice. I'm going to leave it to 4 since I think it works better with my logo. And now we have option for different colors in here. So let's go back to here. And the first color is for this thin line in here. And basically if we give it a different color, let's make it like that. You can see how that will change. So wait for it to load, and as you can see, it changes like that. You can also vary its intensity, its brightness, by giving it a brighter color in here. And as you can see, that will glow much more like that. So I'm going to let's make it this kind of blue white glow. Very nice. Let's make it less bright. Okay. And that's good. Let's make it even less bright and less colorful. And that works good, I think. Now for the next one, let's see what this changes. So let's change it to blue as well. And let's continue changing these so we might see it more properly in here since there are more colors in here. So wait for it to load. There it is. Let's change color 3 now. And press OK. As you can see, that modifies that line right over there. Then you have this one. I'm going to make this like a purpley. And that changes the other line. So of course you can make it more blue if you would like, just like that. So those are the different colors, as you can see, and you can continue editing these like that. And finally, I think this is for the particles. So if we modify those, that you can see now everything is kind of this blue. Exactly. So of course, feel free to play with the colors and set something that you like in here. Now if we go to the back in here, we should see the slogan. So wait for it to load. And there it is. And what you can do in here, you can of course change the color of this. Just like that. Very nice. So then you have the option to change the background color. So you can use a solid background color, or you can add a gradient. So simply toggle this switch. So if you are using this color, make sure that this is switched off, but if you're using the gradient, you can switch this on. And for the background, we can give, you have this gradient and you can give 2 different colors, as you can see. Just like that. Make sure not to choose too bright colors, since of course, when we go in here, it will be then a kind of an explosion of light. So I would choose very dark colors in here. Just like that. And if at any point you think that this looks too bright, or you can of course modify these colors right over here so that they are less bright. As you can see, that's exactly how it works. So that's it. We have modified this, we have entered this logo, and it's basically done. Now next step is, if we go to the final comp in here, double click on that, is basically the duration of the project. So it starts from around 6 seconds duration or 7, and you can enlarge this. So you have the start, the end, and the pause. So we can make this longer. So for instance, if we would like this to be 12 seconds, we can simply put the end at the end in here, and then simply pick this from the end of it and enlarge it, just like that. And make sure that if we zoom in here, that these meet, these two layers meet, and that these two layers meet right over here. Just like that. So that's basically it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to render. So let's go to render your project here. In here you can render in 4K, or else you can render in full HD. So I'm going to render in full HD. I'm going to set the timeline at the end in here and enter inside of that. And now make sure that you set this rendering area to the 12-second mark in here, so that it renders all of the animation. Just like that. And finally, if you'd like to bring in some music, you can right over here. So you can go ahead and throw in some music in here. So I've imported my music from my Explorer, and you can place it right inside the timeline, and then you can render. So let's go to composition and add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. And let's wait for that to open up. And it's right over here. Now, if we, in here for the output file, we can give it a rendering destination. So let's place it right over here. Click save. And for the settings, I'm going to enter right in here. And in here we can give it the settings. So I'm going to use H.264. This is the output name. Make sure that you have the export audio set to on if you are using audio. And I'm going to use these settings. And then for the target bitrate, I'm going to use something like 35, so that it's quite high and nice. And then finally use maximum render quality. Press OK. And you can hit this green button, so that will render for you. So that's it. Of course, the rendering time will really depend on your system. So it may take some time to render, but on my system it takes around 12 minutes. But of course, it can take more depending on the power of your computer. So that's basically it. I'm going to stop this for now, and I'm going to show you one last feature inside the toolkit, inside the template in here, that you can use. So in the promotional video, we have shown different titles laid out after each other. You can of course do that as well. So we have included this composition here named Combine Titles and Logos. Basically, after you export different titles, different title animations, you can combine them all in here and create a whole video if you would like. So if I enter inside this, I'm going to use the full HD. You will see that you have this layer and the transition. Now, in here, I have rendered already some titles. So this is my Explorer window, and I'm going to bring them in. So let's use this, and let's use this. Let's try it with 2 for now, or let's use 3. Of course, you can add how many you like. So bring them in right over there, and first I'm going to start with the light 03 in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to hit this layer, select this layer, hold Alt on your keyboard, and bring this new one in. So hold Alt on your keyboard and drag and drop it right over there. And that will switch with that, as you can see. And now you can see that coming in with the transition and everything. Very nice. So once that is done, we can duplicate this by going to either edit and duplicate from here. And you can position it wherever you like, wherever you'd like it to transition again. And make sure that you pick both layers, and then switch this again. So this is for the second part, so let's use this one actually. Hold Alt on your keyboard and drag and drop. And as you can see now, we have that animation. It transitions to this one. Just like that. And then let's do this again. So duplicate, Ctrl D on my keyboard. Let's place it in at the end in there. Hit that, select that layer and hold Alt on your keyboard and drag and drop. And there we go. So now if we preview this, you can see how we have this first animation and then a transition to this one and finally a transition to this one. So very nice. So feel free to experiment with this and combine your titles and to create your own whole video if you would like that as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoy using this template and find it very useful. Thank you very much.